In this episode of the Fennell podcast, I'm talking becoming dangerous. Stay tuned. Welcome to episode 3 of the Fennell podcast. I am Brad Fennell, and this week I'm talking about becoming dangerous. That's right, becoming dangerous, but not in a shitty way, not in a violent way, not in an aggressive way, not necessarily even in an antagonistic way. More in a you way. Because have you noticed those that have brought radical change, those that have changed the status quo, the way we do things, have in a sense been dangerous? And I think for me this has been calling me a little bit all my life. It's in my life myth. It's opposite to part of me that wants to behave, that wants to be good, that doesn't want to be dangerous. But this other part, of course, is calling me danger. And for me, yes, as a teenager, in some ways I think I missed some of the stages of danger, the part of me that was dangerous up against society. I didn't rebel so much in that way, but I did kind of follow danger. I went where I guess most people as a teenager wouldn't want to go. They didn't want to hang 200 meters off the ground as a 15, 16-year-old and have to take responsibility for their own life. And I think that actually gave me something. But not enough, because here's what happens. If you don't pick it up enough, it keeps coming for you. And the older you get, the more it keeps coming for you. And I think this is an archetype. To be more dangerous, to behave barely. And as we get older, if we don't pick this up, we have the archetypal grumpy old man and grumpy old woman. There's a mood. But that mood, the problem with that is that mood actually kind of engulfs you rather than really picking up that mood. If those people picked up that mood and congruently didn't behave so much, they may find they don't feel so grumpy. They may actually find that they have more love, compassion for people. Because what I'm saying, be more dangerous, you may actually find that you have more love and compassion for others as you pick up your own danger, as you pick up your own unique way, your myth that chances are will go against society in some form, in some way, will actually be counter society's natural flow. And so there's an opportunity, again, to pick this up. And this came to me the other day. It was funny. I just had a birthday, kind of a big one, a remarkable one that marks an occasion, one that makes me think, the one that is taking me more into the second half of life. That birthday that calls me and says, what are you really here to do? Who is it you really want to be? And I was climbing indoors and I took one of the biggest falls flat on my back that I ever have. Now, part of the reason for this was I didn't take what I was doing overly seriously, because I got this climb. It was hard, but I got it second go. So, one of the hardest moves is right at the top. So it's, 4 meters off the ground. And my feet are in the air. And you're on the edge of your fingertips. And the last move, I guess you have to take it seriously because your feet are up, you're a long way off the ground. There was a moment when I didn't, because I'd done it before. And so I took it easily, but my fingers somehow somehow some force, some interesting part of me unfolded my fingers, and I fell. And it was an interesting fall because I didn't, we think we're going to flail around and try and land like a cat and bring ourselves back. But I didn't. It was an interesting, and of course a fall happens quickly, but there's also a slowness to it where it happened and I was just falling and I landed flat on my back. With this kind of jarring, with the ultimate chiropractic treatment where I felt my vertebrae go click, 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 click. Knowing that I'd either done something really bad or I'd just given myself one of the greatest adjustments that I ever could. And anyway, it turned out well. But there was something worth noticing in that, and it did put me into a little bit of an altered state. There's still a little bit, I'm tight, it was a few days ago, so there's still some tightness there, but nothing serious, nothing that won't easily heal. But the experience was big because there was two components to it, and the first component was the fall. The moment, and I had a lot of dreams around this as well, that dream, and worked on it, dreaming of falling, of falling and falling. And I think it's such a common dream, that feeling of falling. And in the past, I know I've been kind of falling down this black hole, this black tunnel, just falling. And in a sense, gravity is such a powerful force. And in that fall, I start to notice that I can actually move, that life, in a sense, is a fall. And there's something in the letting go. There's something in the fall, in gravity, where for that moment before I hit the ground, there's this letting go and actually allowing what is trying to happen in the background to finally happen. I also did an I Ching. If you have never done an I Ching in your life, it's part of Taoism and it's kind of a prophecy. But what was interesting was I found one of the place where I've been, the I Ching spoke to me, the place that I've been is resistance. Resistance, holding on. And in a sense, that's what I was sort of semi-doing, but there was a part of me that didn't hold on, that actually let go. And that's important. Because there is, this time in life, in this place, there is a part of me that needs to let go and needs to really follow my own flow, wherever that takes me, as scary as that may be. Because the danger that I'm talking about is dangerous fundamentally to your everyday identity. It's terrifying to that part of you because it says, who will you be? Not just society, maybe society, but it's terrifying more than anything to you. When you let go and you suddenly start to follow that flow, it is terrifying to you because if it wasn't, you would have already done it. It wouldn't be a big deal, but we don't. We hold on, just like that climb, holding on. There's a part of me that lets go and falls. And there's something that happens in the fall, in the letting go, when we connect to our own nature. And even the landing, which is the second part of this. The landing with the whack, which is like a assemblage point movement, like a movement of my identity. 1 minute I'm this, I've got this, the next minute I'm on the ground. And who am I really here to be? And that in a sense is a death experience. But on a dreaming level, I die to that moment and I drop out, I pop back out through the bottom and I keep falling again. It's like pop and then fall again. But now it's a different state. It's a different way to be. It's a phoenix rising, a new part of me, a more dangerous part of me when I pop through that edge, when I transition into that other part of me. And This is calling us whenever we take our everyday self too seriously. Whenever we're playing a role that's too ordinary. I don't know, maybe this is just my myth, but I doubt it. That somehow there's a slap that comes to you that puts you into an altered state. There's a dream that disturbs you. There's a relationship problem that disturbs you, that is helping you to become more dangerous. There's a life experience that is helping you to become more dangerous to your everyday self. And sometimes we need to hold that self, that little self that says, I'm scared of you. And the dangerous one in that moment can say, it's okay. I actually have you. I have this. I can take care of you. And that's the part that we need. Because if we do not pick up our danger, if we do not become more dangerous, our life becomes one of monotony, of Groundhog Day, which again is a dream that came up for me. And I always watch for the dreams that come to me close to my birthday, that are kind of setting up the year. And it was this Groundhog Day. If you don't pick up what you're here to pick up, it will keep on replaying. So notice that. Notice what is trying to keep on playing out. Where are you told not to be dangerous? Not to discover that other part of you, not to do what you're really here to do. It has to be challenging, it has to be hard. Otherwise, what the hell is the point? What is the point of being here? There would be no point to the danger. And I think that's what climbing taught me at a really young age, was take responsibility, one. And two, do what needs to be done, even though it scares you. Climbing does that. There's a moment of fear, of I don't want to have to do that, but that's the move that has to be done. And sometimes you look around and go, is there another alternative? And then you realize there's not. There's one way of doing it. The thing that you're afraid to do is the thing that must be done. And so you have to do that. You have to do what needs to be done. And you have to be willing to be dangerous. Dangerous to your family. Particularly dangerous to those that you're close to, particularly. Why? Because they're the ones that, as much as you love them, I'm not saying in any case don't love them, but those closest to you are the ones that have been helping to put you into the box, to put you into the cage, to put you into the one that says behave, the ones that are afraid for you and want the best for you. I always remember that saying. Someone once said, parents aren't always the best mentors for kids. They need a mentor, because a mentor can say, this is hard, this is difficult, but this is exactly what you need. This is going to help you grow. Because for me, I think privilege is a really dangerous road to tread. Not in a dangerous way of picking up your true nature, but a dangerous road where you do not pick up your true nature, where you do not pick up who you're really here to be. And it's out of the difficulties, it's out of the challenges, it's out of the moments when we have to stand up, when we have to step up to be the person that we truly want to be, when we don't want to really do that. That's the moment that we truly grow. That's the moment, that peak state, when we are doing the work that we're really here to do. When we have an opportunity to be dangerous. So chances are this is coming for you anyway. If you're listening to this and it's connecting to you, this is not just for me, but this is for you too. And it is a death walk. A death walk meaning part of you, part of the old you must just die a little. But it is also equally a life walk, because there is a new life for you. And at that point, you become energized. There's a thing in traditional Chinese medicine, which I've spoken about regularly, the concept of Jing and Shen. And Jing is our life force. And if we spend too long just pushing and driving ourselves, which we also should do, there is a time and a place to do that, to push out and explore. But you do that all your life and it will deplete you, it will drain you, it will fundamentally kill you. The Taoists were interested in how do we live forever, and they said when we use Shen, when we use spirit, when our heart is activated, we can keep on replenishing that. And when we're young, we have a lot of Jing, and we can push the yang, the force, the energy off in all sorts of different ways. We can have a hangover and get over it, and we can, disperse our energy. We can not sleep properly, and it's all okay. But as we get older, wisdom is calling you, because you can't disperse your energy the way you once did. You have to use that force more deliberately. Use that force more deliberately for a cause that actually matters to you, that actually makes sense, that actually has a path of heart. You cannot spend your entire life off your path of heart. At some point you have to start living your path of heart, because that path will energize you. And again, don't worry if you're on the wrong path, that's okay too. You can try paths. We also don't know. We try these paths, we try these roles and see if they're working for us, and if they're not, we drop them and we try an alternative. Something that seems to have more of a path of heart. So live your life more dangerously. Again, yes, within society, but more so a life that is more dangerous, more energized, more alive to you. Live that path of danger. Follow the things that are stalking you, that are scaring you in your dreams, because they contain part that can energize you, the part that's a little less known, but the part that is calling you, the part that says, what am I doing but not completely? Notice that. What are you doing but not fully? And how would you do it more if you fully live this experience that you're called to? And equally, bring your shamanic nature, the part of you that can explore all these different worlds, but is not too attached to them, that can actually move fluidly, can actually dance between whatever role is needed in any given moment, can try it out, see how it goes, but can equally drop it. So, there it is. Become more dangerous. Live your path of heart. Live the life that is calling you, because it's just more of a exciting, energizing path to live. Hope there's something in that for you. Hope you get something out of it. Again, thank you for listening. Until next week.